We are live.
Welcome back, everybody, to another installment of.
The AMP program.
So today we're doing a little. I wouldn't say segment, but I guess it is a segment, right?
A little Halloween special.
Yeah, maybe a little bit late, probably like another month late, but
So you want to tell them when this was supposed to be done?
This is supposed to be done like at the beginning of October.
And when are we doing this?
At Halloween, it's better. It's
the end of October.
it's better this way because it's Halloween. The vibes are spooky. It'll be fun. This will probably be out by like Thanksgiving, maybe.
It's all up to me at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. You gotta grind.
So what are we talking about today?
So today it's more like a goodie bag, if you will, right?
A little special, nothing too big.
Just like a bunch of like little stories, skimming through like some of the most popular stories growing up, kind of like when we were young. And for example, like the Courage the Cowardly Dog episode, the infamous episode with like that.
The Return to Slab.
Yeah. And how like it was like something like kind of unusual, like it wasn't supposed to be there, and it kind of like startled you, stuff like that. That's what I guess the idea of this is, but we'll see what it turns out into.
So let me ask you something. What's one thing that scared you as a kid?
Well, here's the thing. As a kid, I was a pretty scared little kid. I was scared of old people for some reason, but not like every old person. It was two very specific ones. It was it was the lady from Rose. I think her name was Rose from Titanic. At the end of the movie where she shows up and she's like really old.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. And another one was from a telenovela, a really old one. And it was I think it was I want to say Al Diablo Los Guapos, something like that. And towards the end of it, the two main characters, right? When how there's like that big wedding when everything's going good and they get married and shit.
And then stuff goes bad.
Yeah, but then like they get through it and then they go to like their honeymoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this novella in particular, they went to like a secluded island, I think, or something like that. And it was just them in that island. And, they had like the whole love scene and stuff. And then towards the end of that novella, they return, right? But they're old as fuck. And they're just like walking, struggling to go up like a little hill. And then they like go up and they sit in like this bench in the middle of like the little home they had. And they're just there. And they're like, they stare at the camera. And then I think the guy ends up, like, he just passes out and like kind of tilts his head on the girl. And then he just dies, insinuating that he dies. And then the girl dies, and that's how it ends. And I guess it was like the makeup, I guess, that really, because it didn't look like an old person, you know what I mean? It was just, I can't explain it really. I don't know why, but I eventually got over the fear, because I'm a man, and I have to do these things. So, like, What about you?
Eventually. So how long did that take it?
I would say about like a year ago that I got over it,
A year ago.
Yeah, nothing too bad,
Okay. I wasn't really scared of anything,
Oh, I see.
Because I am a real man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So.
Except, have your parents ever told you the stories of duendes?
Yeah, I was never really scared of that. It was just.
I was just a little creeped out, because you don't know where they're from.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're in your room right now.
And it's funny because, like, a lot of these things happen in Mexico when our parents tell us, you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's always Mexico for some reason. It's like that like, how do I say it? The land full of, like, witchcraft and stuff, you know what I mean? That fantasy land, that's what they make it seem. Because nothing ever happens here,
Did they ever tell you about the witches in Mexico?
No. I think
whenever you hear like a thud on the roof of your house, that means witches were jumping by.
Really?
That's what they used to tell me.
Around your area? No.
Yep.
In mine, it was usually La Llorona.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, everybody get in. Because whenever we go on vacation to Mexico, and, like, the whole, like, there was a kids my age around my area. So they kind of, like, gave me, like, the little, how, like, the whole story spread with them and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, they kind of let me know into that, and they'd be like, "Oh, the Llorona's coming" or whatever. They used to tell me like there was like a person in the moon back when I was young. You know what I mean? Like the little, you know how you have like that face in the moon or whatever that people
Oh
see.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd be like, "There's a guy there."
Parents, my dad and my uncle used to tell me that they would always see this big black dog with red eyes at the middle of the night, just watching over them.
But
Like,
how
what do you think
big?
of
Like
that?
we're talking like wolf or like bigger?
We're talking about wolf size.
Yeah. I guess I'll get us started here with these. I guess goodie bag of scary stories, or something
All right.
spooky. And for my first story, I decided to talk about Jeff the Killer, the infamous boy.
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. Have you ever like read the story or kind of heard about it?
So I used to watch these YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
people just telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to be obsessed with them.
Creepy pastas and all that.
Creepy pot, not just Jeff the Killer,
Oh,
but Slender Man,
uh-huh. I think
and a bunch of other ones.
I think it was Slender Man that started it off. That's like
I
the
think
first.
it was.
I think that's like the first one I've ever heard where I'm like, is this real? You know what I mean? Like you don't know whether it's real or not. I remember there was this one particular like photo of like kids in a playground, and then you see like that tall guy in a white mask behind like in a little shed.
That was the very first video of or picture of Slender Man.
It might have been a video. I don't know. But yeah,
No, it was a video. I mean, it's a picture because it was in it started off for a picture from a contest on 4chan.
Yeah.
The whole thing was we were supposed to like make up a horror picture for Halloween, and make a horror, and so that's what he did. It's like this guy with no face who would kidnap children, and it just went from there. We got movies, we got web series. It just really blew up.
Did you ever see the movie?
I did not.
Yeah, me either.
Heard it was terrible.
I wouldn't know. It's probably better than the story of Jeff the Killer.
Do you want to tell us this?
So,
For people who don't know.
Jeff the Killer is a fictional horror story that blew up on Reddit in the early stages of the internet. And it stemmed from this image of a person wearing a white mask with bright red lips, with plain face, and a dark big eyes with a white ring to them. And you ever seen the face?
I think everyone has seen this face.
The infamous face. Which isn't...
It used to scare me at first, but then like, the more you look at it, the dumber it is.
It like shocks you when you first see it, But that's about it. It kind of like gives you like a... Like how you just like stopped, You saw it and it's like, oh crap. But it's nothing,
Yeah. But I think the picture you have is not the same one I remember.
This might be the second one. Let me see. Because it could have gotten mixed up. Oh no, here it is. This one. There we go. Check it out.
Yes, that's the one I remember.
This is the goated one, the best one.
I wonder where that picture came from.
So, in the year 2000, a user of a website named Newgrounds by the name of Cesar, I think it's Cesar, might be one of those two.
Caesar.
He would post a story titled "The Story of All Jeffy." This would become the earliest discovery of this image. The origin of this face was a mystery to the internet, and literally, they would try and find out where it came from, like the origin of it, pretty much. They would come to the conclusion of the face belonging to a girl named Katie Robinson. Right? I don't know if you've heard about this.
Katie Robinson? Yeah. No, I have not.
Right? It's this girl right here.
Oh, okay.
And Katie would post this picture of her into a 4chan page, and the users would Photoshop the image, right? As a way to ridicule her, right? Yep. And this is what it was believed to be, because at the time when this came out, a user came out onto, I think, 4chan. I think this is 4chan, right? I've never been into 4chan.
Yeah, that's 4chan. You can tell because it's the whole green thing and the whole numbers. That's like their username.
Yeah, so a user came out and posted his picture with the story behind it, and he claimed to be her brother. And pretty much, as you can see here, he states that he found his sister crying in her room, right? Like, bawling her eyes out. He asked her why she was feeling down, and she said it's because she's fat. He states that he became furious, demanding she tells him who was making fun of her. And she would say that she posted a picture on a website called 4chan.org. She continued to say that this website made fun of her and posted shops, quote unquote, of her picture. He would then later state, he would say, take a good look at this picture because this beautiful woman, my sister, committed suicide later that night.
Really?
Yeah.
So I just want to point out the text right there is pretty fucked up. It must have been one hell of a strong rope. Don't laugh.
It's trolls. What are you gonna do? Well, you can laugh because you'll find out here in a bit. Then on 2019, a woman by the name of Heather White would be revealed as the true identity of the woman in the Katie Robinson photo, claiming that the photo...
So it's all fake.
Yeah, she claimed that the photo was stolen from her MySpace page. In 2015, Cesar was interviewed by YouTube channel Scare Theater, where he was asked about the origin of the face. You know who he is?
The GOAT, that's who he is.
Scare Theater?
I watch a video all the time.
Yeah? I never seen any of his videos.
You should watch him.
So he was interviewed about the origin of the face, which he would respond claiming to have made it using a white latex mask with some big plastic eyes with a rubber substance to stimulate blinking. Scare Theater would ask him about the whole Katie Robinson situation, to which he would claim to be just a simple internet troll. And so there, mystery solved, you know?
Okay, so he
just originally...
He made it.
Yeah, he made it. But then, a year before... people would find a YouTube post, right? Yeah, by the name Dark White. I don't know if this is, but this is where I found it. And it's pretty much a fan-made... it's not an actual broadcast. It's like I guess someone made it, you know what I mean? To like, the whole shebang. And nothing really happens. It's just like, it just shows the factory, and then like the names of like random people start scrolling to the screen. And apparently those are like, I guess targets.
The dead?
No, they want to kill them or something. But like I said, this is all like fan-made, theoretically. Nothing really happens after that until you get to like that. Yeah, around like the 4-minute mark, you see like it changes to like a hallway with rooms. And it still has like that beep sound that I hate so much.
Yeah, let's lower that real quick.
And then
what is that?
It's like a statue. Oh no! And then see, it's when he suddenly appears. It's just that sudden appear of his face that like kind of like it gives you like that
you
shock.
You just don't expect it.
Yeah. This we posted on the year 2007.
17 years ago.
Yeah, 2007. Which, if you're keeping track, it's exactly 1 year before Cesar,
the Jeff the Killer,
made the story, which was supposed to be the origin of it.
That's interesting. So we still don't know where that image came from.
And then, this image that I showed you the first time, this is a second image that was found on another website. I can't remember the name of it. I don't think I wrote it down here. Oh yeah, it is. On 2005, the image would be posted on a website called PI. Not this one, the original image. Not this one, yeah. PI.
The original.
The original one.
The one we on.
So it's even before the fake broadcast. And that's like the earliest of it. On 2005, it was posted on a website called PI, I think. And people, you know how you can like right click and look at the identity of the picture and stuff?
Yeah.
People did that, and they discovered that it was made using Photoshop. I want to say, I think it was 0.6 or something like that. Yeah, but I guess that was released on 2000. I think 2000, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
I can't remember.
That was just a guess.
No, it was like 2004, like around 2000, early 2000s.
Early 2000s, okay.
So then that could mean that the picture was made even way before, but it could also mean that he just never updated Photoshop after he downloaded it, And then that's when they found, after that, they ended up finding the The second face, this one right here.
Hmm.
And then there's rumors of a third one, but it's just never been released. And I think some Twitter user claimed to be said that this is like some Asian woman in her closet just moving stuff around, and people just took a screenshot of it and photoshopped it. Like that's where it came from. But
well, yeah, you
nothing was found.
Clothes in the background. Looks like someone took a picture with the flash on. Honestly.
Yeah. And the reason why it's not really that it's scary. It's the fact that there's something here, but people can't.
We just don't know it.
Like they don't know where it came from. It just showed up out of nowhere, you know. And that to me is like, I guess it's the whole unknown, you know. You're not too sure of it, and there's like more, like as you go through the internet, you'll find more and more pictures that have like no origin and stuff, and they just showed up out of nowhere. Some of them could be really scary, and some of them could be like, you know, funny. It's the internet for you.
You never know the context of the picture.
So that was my first topic. What about yours?
So something that really scared me a lot when I was growing up, which you might think is funny, are dolls.
What kind of dolls? Because there's multiple dolls.
Mostly porcelain dolls, the ones that look very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you know this, but whenever a girl has her 15th birthday, her quinces, they give them their final doll, is what they call it. And those are the creepiest shit I've ever seen. Here, go to the videos I sent, and we'll see some of the videos I saw growing up that scared me. So the first one.
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron sus 15 años. No manches, mira.
Yeah, that's it. No context to anything. That used to scare me. And it's like, we had one of those in Mexico when I would go there. And I would have to sleep in the same room as it. So I always felt it watching it. Okay, here, let me give you a little context about this. This was in I forgot what it was called, but in Mexico, it's a news station about the paranormal.
Yeah.
And the story behind this doll is that people claim that it's a real body that has been, preserved. That looks so real, don't you think? So keep in mind, I used to watch these when I was young.
Yeah, back in
every time I used to visit Mexico. But one thing though, have you heard of the island of the dolls?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is. That makes sense.
So this is a place I've actually visited before. Me and my parents, my family would go there every time we visited, because it's actually in a place called Xochimilco, and right there's a whole bunch of boat rides, and it's just like a fun time.
Yeah.
But every now and then you notice that there's a doll just tied up to a tree, and you don't know why until they tell you the legends. So as the story goes, there's a guy named Don Julian, and one day he tried saving this girl from drowning, but he was too late. So the days go by, and he notices a doll floating around, and he picks it up and hangs it as a form of respect to the girl who died.
Yeah.
But then every other night he starts seeing more and more dolls, so he starts hanging them more and more. That's when he figured out that the girl's spirit is haunting the island he lives in, and he's doing all this just to please her. And then years later, like in 2001, Don Julian is visited by his nephew, and then he keeps telling him that he keeps hearing like someone calling to him, like people singing to him to follow him.
The nephew?
No, the Don Julian is telling his nephew that he's hearing singing, and so the nephew doesn't think much about it. He leaves and then comes back, and he finds Julian face down in the river at the exact place where the girl drowned all those years back. And then eventually they open it up. It's a tourist attraction. A bunch of people go there, and you can even take home one of the old broken down dolls as a souvenir.
But why?
Because some people like the excitement of having a spirit with them.
That is pretty pretty creepy.
Honestly, we can actually visit it one of these days. And so you see, there's a whole bunch of just broken down dolls. Yeah, the first time we passed him, me and my cousin, who like we're the same age, we just closed our eyes until it was over. That's when we were like 5 or 7.
Yeah. Like this. But
the more I went there, I just, it's so interesting that I actually want to go step on the island and explore myself.
Did you ever like feel like uncomfortable?
Like as soon as you see one of the dolls, you pass it, you can feel some chills, like something's not right.
You feel aura, if you will.
But the actual place, the whole boat ride, is one of the funnest things to do there, honestly.
So is it like a boat ride through like a river in the island, or? Yeah,
it's just a river. There's a whole bunch of, there's people on boats selling food. It's a whole tourist attraction.
But so you actually walk in the island, or is it just like you're?
Yeah, you can ask them to just stop on by the island, and you can explore around. You can even explore Don Julian's house, broken down house.
Oh, he lived in the island?
Yeah, he lived in the island.
Yeah.
All those years just watching dolls float down the river. It became an obsession to him.
I mean, it is pretty creepy. They just kept showing up.
Yep.
So is it like is Don Julian dead, or?
Yeah, he drowned in the same.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot you told me that. So now dolls just show up tied up now, like the next morning, or?
Well, they still say legends that every once in a while they do find a doll just floating.
There might be
out of respect, I think his nephew is still collecting them.
That's, I don't know. That guy had some cojones, bro.
To still live.
Yeah. And sleep there? Oh, dude. I wouldn't be... Imagine going through this at night with like nothing but like a simple flashlight.
Yeah. We should do it.
No, we should not.
We should bring our best buddy to it, see if he can purify it.
If there's one thing I know is, if it's in Mexico, it's don't
mess with it.
It's probably legit.
That's what I'm saying. My aunt used to have a neighbor in Mexico, and just out of nowhere, she starts saying that one of her the toy Elmo dolls that her kid has started moving by itself.
Oh.
And then when she went to check, it had no batteries.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's why I'm terrified of dolls, especially the ones that look,
realistic.
More realistic.
The one that I could remember that kind of like gave me the chills was the Goosebumps one. You know the doll? I forgot his name.
Is it the puppet?
Yeah, the puppet.
Yeah.
That's the one that like gave me like growing up when I first saw him, kind of gave me the chills. Not no more, but yeah, the dolls are pretty creepy.
Funny enough, I wasn't really too scared of the Chucky movies.
Yeah, me either.
They were more fun.
I never seen them, so I wouldn't know. So I guess we'll move on to mine now.
Alright, I talked about my phobia of dolls. What's your phobia?
Oh, my phobia. It used to be, but not anymore.
Used to be, yeah. These are childhood.
I am a man. I have chest hair now. And you want to be
treated like one.
I get over my fears like a man. But the one really big fear I had growing up was clowns. I don't know why, but it was clowns. And I think because back then, compared to now, the way they look now, it's like simple, But back then, there was like something creepy to whatever, how they put their paint on and stuff. And there is a phobia to this. It's called coulrophobia. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Is it not claustrophobia?
I thought it was coulrophobia. Also, I'm getting a tangent here, but what my nephew, the goat himself,
the Rizzler.
Yeah, the Rizzler. He was over. I think it was yesterday or the day before. And I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, my parents dropped me off because I don't want to be home alone." And I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, I'm scared to be home alone." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, I have alonophobia." And I was like, "Oh."
And then there was like the whole drum thing.
Yeah.
And then the laugh track.
Yeah, the little sitcom laugh track.
And you looked at the camera.
Yeah, I did that Jim impression at the camera. Well, anyways, the coulrophobia it's a phobic disorder that causes anxiety, nausea, or your heart to race, even profuse sweating. You know,
It's always feels like having a panic attack.
Pretty much. I never had those. Never.
I think you have.
Maybe I think one time there was I was at a party, but I was young, maybe like 3 or 4. But this is like a really vivid memory that I have, where I guess it was to the middle of the party, and these 2 clowns show up, bro, and I start yelling and like I want to get out of there.
Really?
Yeah, but it was like I remember it was like I think he had like a red. One of the clowns had a red suit on, and he had like red like dread hair. You know what I mean? And like the typical clown makeup with like the smiley face or the frown, like the red nose. And like they were doing their shit, and giving out stuff, but I didn't want to be in that room, bro. I don't remember how it ended up, but I just remember like seeing those 2 clowns like dancing in the middle of the room, and I was not having it.
You hid, is what I'm thinking.
No, I think they just took me out, or we ended up leaving. Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah. So like some of the reasons why you may be scared of clowns could include uncanny makeup, unpredictable behavior, negative media portrayals, which not really.
Really? You haven't watched it?
Yeah, I watched it, but like I was already over my
Joker?
favorite clowns. I think those are cool. The Joker, dude, the Joker makeup is lit, and I'm talking Joaquin Phoenix. It's just so smooth
so
and silky clean.
Joker.
Yeah, even the old one, Heath Ledger one, that one's cool too. If you grew up in a Latin household, you're probably familiar with the show called The Chapulín Colorado.
The guy from Fortnite.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy.
Which is sad. That's how people are gonna know him.
Oh yeah, I mean they're kids. El Chapulín Colorado was created by Chespirito.
The goat.
As I think it's as an antithesis of typical comic book characters. Yeah. Antithesis. I'm gonna say that. Antithesis. There we go. Of typical comic book characters such as Superman and Batman. Instead, he decided to build the character on his own vision of what a hero should be. And that show's pretty good. I've only seen a couple.
I've seen a couple.
Just like when it was show on, when my parents would like put it on or something, You might be wondering, what does a show like a Chapulín Colorado have to do with coulrophobia?
Clowns.
Yeah, the clown phobia. Let's just put it that way. Well, there was this. I don't even think it's an episode. I think it's like one of those. How like Disney Channel used to have the remix. I think this is what this was. Because
the remix.
I tried. No, I don't even know what it's called. But I tried looking for the episode and I couldn't find it. I just found that they had a Duendes episode, but that one wasn't. That one was like the Duendes were like hand puppets, like we're like their thumb and your pinky are like the hands, and they got like the big old body. That's pretty much what it was. Not really. It's like more like mitten puppets, Well, in this one episode, I don't even know what kind of episode, but it starts off with like him, like I think he's in a box of cookies, and he's like, because you know how he shrinks himself sometimes. He shrunk himself, and then it starts off with him in a box of cookies. And then he ends up going down this hole. And once he falls into the hole, it's insinuated that he gets like transported into like another dimension, I guess.
Alright. And it's a clown dimension, I'm guessing.
I think so. But like the thing is, like when he goes down there, he like kind of like lands in like a circus stage, And this is what goes on afterwards. I should have done that. Oh no, I should have.
Alright. Roll clip.
Can I go full screen? You're going full screen for this.
I'm going full screen. I'm full screen all the way.
This is Spooky Tommy. So you can see the box.
Also, he shrunk.
Yeah, and then
Ant-Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's weird how back then this used to be like so clear to us, like so high definition.
While we're at it, it's like It's
like
crazy how it's like video games back in the day. See, here's like the circus stage. It's so funny. Like this used to be like such like clear editing back then, but then you realize.
I know. Look at that. That Turk goat.
That is. R.I.P. to the goat. See this?
Dead.
Yeah. Do you see? Is this not creepy to you? You know, like this guy right here.
At first, I thought they were skeletons.
This guy and then this girl. Like these to me are creepy. This right here, I don't know why he did this. Like, there's no point to this face being there, you know?
There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
That jump scare.
And then, like, if you pay attention to the faces in the back here, like, they'll follow them around.
Kind of hard to notice.
Just
That's the goat, Don Ramon.
Don Ramon, R.I.P. to him, too.
You know who the clown is?
What clown?
The guy who's dancing right now.
Yeah, that's his wife, no?
What? No.
Yeah.
Is that not a guy?
No, Alpine. Alpine.
Oh, nice. I think. Oh.
Yeah. No, it's his wife.
Oh, I thought that was someone else.
No.
Because there's
Look at him,
another
look at him,
famous
look at him,
clown
look at him, look at him,
who
look
was
at him,
like
look at him.
Didn't notice anything, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh. Hey, you know what's crazy?
What's up?
You know, kids back in the day found this funny or like entertaining.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a little entertaining for me.
But it's like creepy.
The little jump scares, though. Those are
Yeah, you know. And the best one's yet to come. Here's the best jump scare ever.
Oh, I'm gonna close my eyes. I don't want to see this. Oh?
I don't know why. Like, what's the point of this? You know?
Isn't that how your nephew scared you once?
And if you... No.
He just appeared in the corner of your eyes.
That's because you were playing Escape the Backrooms, and like I was really into it. I had tunnel vision, you know? And he just like appeared at the side of my monitor, I about passed out.
You about knocked him out.
Yeah. Well, anyways, that's like the... I guess the whole premise of the video. But like, it's just... The video's entertaining. Apart from the little, like, when they start showing the close-ups. And, you know, the end of, like, the girl just smiling at the screen for no reason. Like, it has nothing to do with it. That's a little, you know, a little peek into my fear that I obviously got over because I'm very brave.
You ever watched those jump scares videos?
Like
any of them?
Ghost car or like the...
Ghost car on tape.
Do you remember the giant anaconda one?
Okay, so little backstory is I remember this because we were in high school.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know.
And I something happened that we couldn't be in the gym, so we were like we sat down and we were on our iPads, and because you know we're friends. This buddy of mine.
We're the best.
I'm showing him videos that scary videos.
Yeah.
None of them get to him until I play this video called "Obey the Walrus."
Can we skip it?
So, like, for the record, I forgot to put the link.
So you're gonna make me look it up?
So, do you want to look it up?
It's gonna be on my...
Because I really don't.
Okay.
But...
Oh, no.
Okay, we know what happened.
No, I want to look it up. But...
Okay.
Hold up. Can you watch ISO Speed react to it instead?
Yeah, let's just watch that one.
No.
Let's Oh, okay. I'll just skip it. Let's do it quick. Skip all this. It's not important.
Is this what Acid Trip looks like?
No. Okay, there we go. This actually scared him. I think he was traumatized. Our poor buddy of mine.
But she's just tap dancing.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Cut the tape. I mean, it's nothing else. Okay, so
I hope you realize you're gonna have to go through this again when you edit.
well,
yeah.
Okay, so do you know why it's called Obey the Walrus?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, so the story goes is this video originates, quote unquote, from a Mexican cult called Obey or the Walruses.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the Walrus in Spanish. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
And pretty much, I cursed you because after watching this video, you are hit with bad luck.
Oh no.
And death.
Oh no.
So this is not gonna be uploaded.
Oh no. So we're
okay, but the truth is, it's fake. So the person there is an actor called I think he goes by the name Goddess Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a movie, but with the same name.
Yeah.
So the reason he looks like that is he had polio, which pretty much fucked up his body.
Okay.
And from what I can tell, it's like a sad story. He was abused. He had drug problems and shit.
Yeah.
He was also an actor and a model.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I think he passed away years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just one of those things that just, it's so uncanny. You don't know how to process it. I think it's the same deal with the whole Jeff the Killer face.
Yeah, it's crazy what people can come up with,
And then the next thing, have you ever heard of the Max Header incident?
No, but I saw like a little image of since you sent the link, and I think an Eminem's Rap God. I think he's referencing this,
yes,
right? Yeah,
he is referencing because the Max Headroom is a show. The whole quote unquote story is that it's an AI.
Yeah,
he just talks around.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need to know about that. So, the Max Headroom incident is on November 1987.
Yeah.
A television was hijacked.
Okay.
And it was a 17-second clip of a guy wearing the mask.
Yeah.
And okay, that's it. That happened. And then a few hours later, episode of Doctor Who was playing.
Yeah.
And then the station was hijacked again.
Oof. This
This one lasted a few minutes. And it's just a whole weird ass video that was caught. And if you want to play it right now,
a please wouldn't hurt.
please.
Fine.
All right, here's Doctor Who.
Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
I've seen a few episodes. But imagine you just got home from work and this happens.
So there wasn't a point to this. It was more like, hey, I can hijack this.
Yeah, there was no point to this.
That's probably why they didn't really care.
Yeah, there was someone who said he was him, but we just don't know for sure. There's no evidence that was actually.
It's harmless, I guess.
It's harmless, yeah, but just thought of just watching TV.
Yeah, and
this shit popping up. I used to watch a lot of TV back then, so I just thought that this was gonna appear.
I didn't have that privilege, sadly.
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
Also, there's one that I want to go over.
There's a lot of fake ones, honestly.
But do you remember the one with the girl in the room? It was a school. It was a school project. What should I'm pleased or I'm good. I forgot what it's.
Oh, are you talking about the blonde robot?
Yeah.
The I Feel Fantastic one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. It's an art project. I don't think much came of it, but it's just creepy. And then people make stories like how it's a killer. It's not as creepy as I remember it.
It's not really creepy to me. Isn't it crazy that this is it's a robot, right? Isn't it like a robot?
Yeah, it's an animatronic.
Isn't that whack?
Is that the bite of 87?
It's funny how like fear like is different for people. You know what I mean? Like,
explain yourself.
Like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like how like something you're scared of, I won't find scary. You know?
That's true. You haven't been scared.
But like,
and I haven't been scared too.
But like something like for like clowns, for instance, how I had like a phobia of it. You probably didn't.
No.
Yeah, I feel you. But like we kind of grew up with the internet, so we got to see it as it was going. You know what I mean? When people had like,
when people were experimenting,
it was more freedom back in the day. Now it's like more restricted. And speaking of true crime, this like final story that we have is
we've been putting this off for a while,
and maybe we can go into it on a deeper. But like this is pretty much the whole gist of it, and this is about Travis the chimp. This story right here, it's really
not for the faint of heart.
It really freaked me out. And this story is the reason why I kind of have a fear of chimps.
Okay.
Because they're like
they're strong. You don't know what
they're strong, and some of them could be as smart as humans. You know.
Like, also, you start listening to stories of things that chimp actually do. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Because there's a story of like these dogs like killed a chimp once, mm-hmm. and now the entire fucking army of chimps just murders every dog they see on sight.
Like the whole pack.
Yeah, not even a pack. Any dog they see, it's just.
No, I'm saying like a whole like pack of chimps.
Yeah.
There is one I think of. I think it was a chimp or an orangutan. It was in a zoo. I don't know if you've heard it, and this lady, I think the lady would go and like kind of taunt it every time she would visit. Mm-hmm. And that, we'll just call it an ape, you know, for the sake of not knowing what it is. The ape remembered like the woman, right? And I think the one trip the woman took to the zoo, that orangutan got out, and he was like angry and stuff, and he went right after that woman and started attacking her. Damn. So it's pretty crazy how they like remember a face for a while, and they'll like hold the grudge, you know. Travis is the name of a chimp that Sandra Harold and her husband Jerry would buy for $40,000. Carrie de Blasi is Sandra's stepdaughter. She was interviewed in the docuseries Chimp Crazy. According to Carrie, Travis was like any other person in the family. He was just the one that couldn't talk. In Travis's younger years, the family would train Travis how to use the toilet, how to microwave his food. They even taught him how to drive.
Really?
That's what they say, but I think it's more like he was sitting in the lap and like he was steer. I think that's what it is. There was this one incident before the big incident. Sometime around 2003, the family was out in the city and had Travis with them. Travis then suddenly leaped out of the car and started running around the area, bumping into people and spanking them. Kind of like a joke, you know? Mm-hmm. This would, however, force people around the area into their homes until Travis was handled. It would go on to last around 2 hours. Because of this incident, Connecticut would change the law. In order to own a primate 50 pounds or over, you were required to have a permit, but they wouldn't really enforce it. On February 16th, 2009, Sandra had made plans with one of her friends to hang out. Sandra would call her friend and let her know that she was running late, as she was having trouble with Travis as he wanted to go out for a ride. Sandra would call one of her other friends named Charlotte, who was someone very familiar with Travis, as she would babysit him often. Charlotte was headed towards Sandra's place to help lure Travis into his cage. When Charlotte arrived, she pulled up to the driveway and got out holding an Elmo doll. Elmo was Travis's favorite toy, or favorite character, I guess you could say. And what would happen after this? Let's take a listen.
Roll clip.
Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
The police stop with a gun. He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He tried to attack me. Please,
okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way.
Please, hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
441 Rock Raymond Road. They're saying someone has a gun and trying to kill somebody.
Hurry
They're on the way, but I need you to give me more information. Who's doing this?
With guns!
Who has the guns?
They'll bring the guns! You gotta kill this chimp! Kill...
What's the problem there?
Hurry up!
I need you to talk to me. I need you to calm down. Why do you need somebody there?
What? Please, Gus!
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend!
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee! She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
So yeah, that's... So what would happen here is, I guess Travis was enraged or something, or he saw the Elmo doll and wanted to go after it or something. And he just pounced on Charla. And Charla would go on to lose her hands, her eyes, and her nose. The jaw, too. She said her skull was opened up and claimed that her brains were out. Which is pretty crazy. And the fact that she survived all of that is pretty, it's amazing. Officer Frank was an officer on the site. Shortly after that, Frank would shoot Travis 4 times. He would then run back into the house and die shortly after. Obviously, I already described like what she sustained and the injuries of the attack.
Yep.
But officers said the injuries were so bad they couldn't tell whether she was a man or woman when they first saw her. 9 months after the attack on November 11th of that same year, Charlotte would appear on the Oprah Winfrey Show to speak out on the attack she sustained months prior and wanted to spread awareness about the dangers of exotic animals.
A warning about the video we're about to show you. It may be upsetting to some viewers. A chimp attack back in February ripped off part of a woman's face, and on today's Oprah Winfrey Show, Charla Nash revealed some of the damage.
You could take the head off.
Oh, the hat comes off.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the veil is lifted. You know, many people around the world want to get a picture of you. You're aware of that, right?
I did hear that.
So I know there's a movie called Nope. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't seen it, but I know she's in it.
So they do like it's not recreation, but they reference it. They have the same thing. Like in the movie, they're filming this TV show with the chimp.
Yeah. And
then a balloon pops and he just goes crazy and starts killing the whole family. And it's pretty much kind of the same thing where it's like messes up the face of one of the actresses.
So like, well, to me, I think that when Oprah did that, it was very disrespectful because she obviously didn't want to reveal her face to anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she didn't.
And like, Oprah just like she was on live TV, right? But like Oprah kind of was like, "Hey, can I take it off?"
And she just did it without a response.
I think as she was like standing up, she was like, I could be wrong, I don't remember, even though we just saw it, but she just said, "Yeah, go ahead." I don't remember if she was like as she was up or she was still sitting down. But I still wouldn't have done it, knowing that she doesn't want her face out there. And she just like did it like straight up. And this is like, I think 9 months. Yeah, 9 months after the attack. So for 9 months, she was hiding pretty much, and then she went to Oprah and she's like, "Hey, can I take your hat off?" She's like, I kind of feel like she was like, like I don't want to, but I'm on live TV. This is like the one story that's always kind of stuck with me. I don't really know why, but it just has. And I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I think it has to do with like the face, now, like after the transplant. How like kind of like how you to kind of like wrap it back to what you said about like the dolls, how they looked real. I think
the uncanny.
Yeah, how it's like obviously it's a fake face, but it kind of like tries to imitate a real one,
Yeah.
And it kind of like it stuck with me. That's as much as I can say. I wish her the best and everything, but it's amazing that she
survived.
She
after
survived
all those injuries
after like having her arms ripped off, her hands ripped off, and
so it's like very. It's a sad thing to think about because it could have been avoided just by not owning an exotic pet. You don't need to have a chimp with you. They're wild animals.
Yeah. I understand wanting to, because I think it's like the fact that it's like a kid, right? Maybe some people can't have kids and they want, but just adopt, right? Just adopt or something. Yeah, those are just some things that we found interesting, not interesting, but more like stuff that stuck with us out of like fear or like shock.
Here, before we go, let me place another video that shocked me as a kid.
Oh, pain. Why is this? See, I think this is like clearer than the rest of the other videos.
I know, and it's the original.
This is you with your boy.
Ah, te bañaste. Let's close off. What did we learn today?
We learned that there's stuff on the internet that
we still
don't know where it came from. We know that in order to be a man, you have to get over your fears. That's what we learned. Very important lesson. If you just say nah, never trust a clown, especially one with the shitty makeup. He's been through stuff. Last but not least, we've learned exotic animals belong in exotic habitats.